Hi, my name is Greg Savage from Firebrand Talent Search. Often I'm traveling around the world meeting with CEOs of companies, marketing directors of companies, and universally the topic of discussion is digital marketing strategies. And some of those strategies are hugely innovative and very exciting. However, I'm often considered a bit of a party pooper when I do mention that strategy is nothing without execution. And the question then arises, who is going to execute these wonderful creative strategies? And this is the issue that faces companies worldwide. They've got some great plans, some great strategies, but the execution and the implementation is going to come down to top talent. And there is a massive shortage of talent worldwide. So I think the overriding issue when it comes to talent for companies to realize is that things are now different to what they were before the economic downturn. If companies move into the hiring market with the same strategies and the same mindset as they had previously, they will get left behind. You will not secure the best talent. And what I'm finding is that a lot of employers are really grappling with a very tight tension between the need to hire top digital talent to implement those strategies that we spoke about, and yet on the other hand, to control financial costs and expenses because companies are obviously looking to drive profit as we come out of the recessionary era. And that is a problem which is causing what I call talent churn. And this is what I'm seeing. It's happening all over the world where companies are actually hiring people at one level and managing other people out. People who are not digitally savvy or not moving with the times are being moved out. So there's more hiring, but there's not more net employment. So when we look at the global job market, the fact is we don't have a people shortage, we have a talent shortage. And this is true all over the world. In the US, I was speaking recently to the CEO of an online company, and he said, and these were his words, that the demand for digital people has reached dot-com boom proportions. He said it was absolutely a battle for talent across the US. And that's a country where the debate is whether they've even come out of recession yet. And this is true when I look across the world at the Firebrand countries that we operate in. We operate in 8 across Europe, Asia, and Australasia. And everywhere, the shortage of marketing, online marketing, digital, design and production, social media talent is hotting up. Even in the UK, where the industry has not really recovered from the recession, that niche of digital is very hot and booming. And so one of the consequences of this talent shortage is that the search for digital talent has now truly become global. And we find that companies are prepared, in fact, actively looking to hire talent from other markets. I'm in Singapore right now, and every client I've been to has suggested for the right talent, they will bring them in from the UK, they will bring them in from Australia. Recently in Melbourne, we found for a client a digital strategist in the UK. And they brought this person in. It took them 5 months to actually get the person into the seat. And of course, one of the consequences of the talent shortage is that I am now seeing that companies are starting to think more about retention, but not really enough. It's true that we do have clients that have, I suppose, moved from the anxiety stage about retention to the proactive strategizing and implementation stage. And those companies are looking at a range of financial and non-financial strategies and benefits to retain people. But there are also a lot of companies that just simply haven't acted on a retention plan. And I can't emphasize how important this is, because with the massive demand for digital people escalating all the time, there is only a finite pool of such people available. And so retaining talent becomes the prevention rather than the cure of going out to recruit. So my message to employers in relation to hiring digital talent is this. It's really important to realize that the old-fashioned hiring strategies will no longer work. Just-in-time recruitment, as I call it, putting an ad up on a job board, is the least differentiated thing you can do. Anyone can do that, and quite frankly, it's simply no longer going to work. You have to implement longer-term strategies which include tapping into the passive job market. And that means developing a social media acquisition strategy. It means building communities of talent that you can tap into in the future. It does mean connecting with a specialist recruiter who actually has access and means of getting hold of talent that you cannot reach. This is the most important thing. You've got to be thinking ahead and building up pools of talent that you can work with in the future. Simply running ads won't work. And the other fascinating thing that's evolving in the world of talent acquisition is that having big muscle isn't enough anymore. A huge advertising budget isn't going to necessarily find the right talent. And in the world of talent, digital talent acquisition, we can find that David can slay Goliath. And what I mean by that is small companies on low budgets are putting together blogs and vlogs and social media campaigns and landing pages that attract people to connect. And they can do that at a very, very low cost. And they are finding the digital talent because they're connecting with them in a way that those people like to communicate. And that is a big threat for big employers, because in actual fact, it is sometimes the more dexterous and more innovative, if you like, the cooler employers that are tapping into the best skills. And that is going to lead to competitive advantage. So in summary, I think my message to employers is this: finding talented people to work for you in the future is going to be more difficult than finding new clients. And if that statement I've just made is true, that means that employers need to invest far more time, far more money, far more brain power in thinking of ways to retain the best people they have and to tap into an ever-dwindling supply of digital and online marketing talent.